Good morning, yogis. Welcome to Yellow Yoga. My name is Kelly, and I'll be guiding you today. Today's practice is a simple, short, feel-good yoga flow. It's got a little bit of everything, a little bit of breath work, a little bit of strength, and a little bit of flexibility. You can think of it as the one practice you could do every single morning to keep your body fit and start your day feeling great. Find a comfy spot, roll out your mat, and let's get started. We'll start today's practice on the ground in a comfortable, wide child's pose. So make your way down to the mat, spread your knees wide, and sink your hips back. We're going to be moving quite a bit today, always moving with the breath. So let's take a moment to set a strong foundation of breath that we can move with big, expansive inhales and slow and steady exhales, softening and sinking deeper as we exhale, always letting the air all the way out. I usually have you set an intention for yourself, but maybe we can all agree to the same intention here. To use this practice as a way to charge yourself up so that you can be a magnet for miracles today. Okay, let's all together take one final collective inhale here in child's pose. And exhale, let it all out. Let's come out of child's pose and make our way to a tabletop position. Hips over knees, shoulders over wrists. And right away, we'll start to move with the breath for cat and cow. So here we go. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest for cow. Exhale, round the spine, drop the chin for cat. Inhale, drop the belly for cow. Exhale, round the spine for cat. Keep it going on your own here. Don't be afraid to veer off the beaten path a little. Maybe knock the hips over to one side and then the other. Maybe get a little spinal wave going here. We'll even it out here and come to a neutral spine. Take one big expansive inhale and exhale, send the hips high and back for downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here in downward facing dog to find some movement, warming up the backs of the legs. And we'll move all together now. Ground through the left heel and inhale, lift the right leg high and back for three-legged dog. Exhale, step the right foot between the palms at the front of the mat for low lunge. Keep the knee lifted. Find some movement here on your own. And then find stillness. When you're ready, on an inhale, lift the right hand up to the sky for revolved low lunge. And we'll take a couple breaths here. Expanding and lifting as we inhale, keeping the shoulders away from the ears, drawing the right knee toward the midline of the mat. Let's take one collective inhale here. And exhale, bring the right arm back down to the mat. Inhale, sweep both arms forward and up to the sky for high lunge. And exhale, warrior two, pivot the back foot, plant the heel, open the hips toward the left side of the mat, and breathe. Right arm is extended toward the front of the room. Left arm is extended toward the back of the room. Gazing out past that right arm. Inhaling to expand. Exhaling to sink a little deeper. Always keeping the shoulders over the hips. On your next inhale, lift your right arm up to the ceiling and lower your left hand, sliding it down your left leg for peaceful warrior. Arch your back slightly and curl your right arm over your head. Keep your neck long. Gaze up toward your right hand. If at any point this becomes too much, just straighten that front leg and then come right back to where you were. All together, we'll inhale to come back to warrior two. And exhale, we'll move into extended side angle, keeping the feet and legs as they are. We'll shift the torso forward, forming a straight line from the fingertips of our left hand all the way down to the knife edge of our left foot. We can either gently rest the right elbow on the knee for some support, or we can bring the right fingertips down to the earth on the inside of our bent knee. Keep length through both sides of the body as we breathe. Use your next inhale to come up to warrior two. And exhale, straighten the right leg, let out a little sigh of relief if you need to. And inhale, keep the hips square and reach that right arm toward the front of the mat as far as it can go. Keep your length here as you exhale for triangle pose. Drop your right fingertips to the mat or your right shin and send your left hand high up to the sky and breathe. In triangle, tilt your chest to the sky slightly. Make sure your hips are still square. Press evenly through the front and back leg. And we'll make our way out of triangle pose now. Gaze down at your front foot, bend your right knee, bring your left hand down to the front of the mat, and inhale, raise your right arm up to the sky for revolved low lunge. Exhale, bring your right arm back to the mat, step the right foot back and send the hips high and back for downward facing dog. One big expansive inhale here in downward facing dog. And exhale, let it go. Before we start to move here, take a second to notice how your body feels on one side and then the other. All right, on that note, ground through the right heel and inhale, lift the left leg high and back for three-legged dog. Exhale, step the left foot between the palms at the front of the mat for low lunge. Keep the knee lifted and find some movement here. And then find stillness. When you're ready, on an inhale, lift the left hand up to the sky for revolved low lunge. And we'll take a couple breaths here, expanding and lifting as we inhale, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Keeping the left knee in line toward the midline of the mat. Let's take one big collective inhale here. And exhale, bring the left arm back down to the mat. Inhale, sweep both arms forward and up to the sky for high lunge. And exhale, warrior two, pivot the back foot, plant the heel, open the hips toward the right side of the mat, and breathe. Left arm is extending toward the front of the room. Right arm is extending toward the back. Your gaze is past the left arm at the front. Inhaling to expand, exhaling to sink a little deeper. On your next inhale, lift your left arm up to the ceiling and lower your right hand, sliding it down your right leg for peaceful warrior. Arch your back slightly and curl your left arm over your head. Gaze is up toward your left hand. Keeping length here, keeping both legs equally active. All together, we'll inhale to come back to warrior two. And exhale, we'll move into extended side angle. Keeping the feet and legs as they are, we'll shift the torso forward, forming a straight line from the fingertips of the right hand all the way down to the knife edge of our right foot. We can either gently rest the left elbow on the knee for some support, or bring the left fingertips down to the earth. Inhale to come up to warrior two, and exhale, straighten the left leg. And inhale, keep the hips square and reach that left arm toward the front of the mat as far as it can go, keeping your length as you exhale for triangle pose. Drop your left fingertips to the mat or your left shin. Send your right hand high up to the sky and breathe. And we'll make our way out of triangle pose now. Gaze down at your front foot, bend your right knee, bring your right hand down to the front of the mat, and inhale, raise your left arm high and up to the sky for revolved low lunge. And exhale, bring your left arm back to the mat, step the left foot back and send the hips high and back for downward facing dog. One big expansive inhale here in downward dog, and exhale, let it go. Take as many breaths as you need to walk your feet to meet your hands at the top of the mat in forward fold. From forward fold, we'll inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise all the way up to standing, hands up to the sky. And exhale, sink the hips back, bend the knees for chair pose, and breathe. This is really our last power move of the day here. Enjoy this time feeling your body. And from here, if you still have gas in the tank, keep your chair pose, but lift the heels and send your arms back behind you for airplane arms. Take 2 more deep breaths here. One more inhale, and exhale, plant the heels, straighten the legs, and hinge forward at the hips for forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, plant the palms, step both feet back for plank pose. Inhale to lengthen in plank, And exhale, lower all the way down to the stomach. Inhale, engage your back to lift your chest slightly for baby cobra. And exhale, release back down to the stomach and breathe. Bring your arms to your sides toward the back of the mat with your palms facing up. And when you're ready, we'll inhale for locust pose. Engage your core and back body to lift your upper body and lower body off the mat and breathe. You're grounding through your pelvic bone, firming your shoulder blades onto your back and broadening your chest. Imagine two little angels gently pulling your arms up to bring yourself just a bit higher off the mat. Take one more big breath here in locust. And exhale, release back down to the mat. When you're ready, use your hands to push your body up onto your knees. Spread the knees wide. Sink the hips back for child's pose. While you're here in child's pose, take a moment to check in with your body and spirit. Take note of how you're feeling. And think about the postures or movements your body is craving. As always, I'll give you a minute to breathe and flow on your own before we come together for Shavasana. Wherever you are, take a second to work through those final movements you need. And then join us on your back for Shavasana, corpse pose. Legs stretched out long, arms stretched out to your sides. As always, I encourage you to stay here in Shavasana for a couple of minutes. Maybe take a second to set a timer on your phone. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, however long you have. And then once you set your timer, commit to staying here in corpse fully present, enjoying the presence of your body and spirit on the mat. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have an amazing day full of light and love and miracles. Namaste.